Hello, everybody. This is MoveEasy Yoga with Via, and today is October 26th, 2021. Unless you're watching this on replay and then it's any day you want it to be. We're going to start with legs up, knees bent, legs on something, a chair, a sofa, a block, a phyllo block, which is what mine are going to be on. And we're going to be here. I want you to just take this time to bring your entire being into the room. Watch your breath. And if your mind starts to drift away from the breath, from attention to breath, just bring it back. No judgment, just bring it back. Stay right here. And just turn your head from side to side. It's a cervical rotation or twist, spine, cervical spine twist. Rotating right, left. I do one more. Come back to center. We're going to do vagus nerve reset. So you know that you can just put towels under your head. You can bring your hands behind your head and bend your elbows and interlace your fingers. You could put a set of yoga therapy balls underneath your head or a sponge ball. So take your pick, but what you really need right now is for everything to stay sedentary, not move, unmoving, except for your eyeballs. And then just taking your eyeballs. Yeah. Diana, did you want to say something?
No, I just got a message saying to unmute, so I did.
So, oh, you unmuted? No, I think the message asked for you to mute. Oh, ask, no. Oh, maybe I accidentally pushed a button for unmute. Sorry. And thank you for following directions. Okay. Just shift your eyeballs to the right. Don't look at anything. Don't move anything else. And wait for a sigh, swallow, yawn, or gulp. Come back to center. Shift your eyeballs to the left. And wait for a sigh, swallow, yawn, or gulp. Come back to the center and do this 2 more sets, right, left, without my cueing. And come on back to center. And now head ramping. And you can stay in the same position with regard to the back of your head. And it can have therapy balls under it. It can have your interlaced fingers, bent elbows. It can have a sponge ball. Anything that allows you to press the occipital ridge, the back of the skull, into the floor and hold for a couple breaths and then release. That is a head ramping movement. And just do that 5 more times. Pressing, waiting. This is traction for the cervical spine and releasing. And 4 more times. And whenever you're finished, come on up to standing. For the 6-point foot release with neuro balls. 1 neuro ball, really. And you're going to start standing. This is kind of a balancing pose, so you may want to be near a chair or a wall. I'm going to time at each point. There are 6 points, which you're all familiar with, actually. I'm going to time we're going to hold for 40 seconds at each point. Starting with the right foot, starting at the top, just below the metatarsal mound. Put your ball there. And remember, doing any of these poses, if it's available to you, you can squeeze and release, spread your toes. That's optional. That's a stacking of another movement, but sometimes it feels good. Just pressing that point into the ball. Breathing. Your leggings are even now, Kathy.
And they just feel off.
Perfectly. I just thought I'd mention. Okay, move to the middle of the foot, the middle of the arch, really, also. Position number 2. I get releases in my neck when I'm working on my feet.
Everything is connected.
Everything is connected. Position number 3 is
Wait,
edge of the heel. It's no, number 3. Number 3 is below number 2. Yes, there.
oh, okay, I was right the first time. All right.
Yes. It's all like almost like the ball is is your heel, is your high heel. Now, there's some debate in this class about the exact location of this point because the brochure shows the ball quite a bit back into maybe into the heel. You can experiment with that. Okay, the 4th position is the outside edge of the foot. And there's actually a number of different places for that to be. Just find your own. Position number 5 is directly across from position number 4 on the inside edge of the foot. We're stimulating the nerves, we're increasing circulation and increasing proprioception, which is the awareness of where you are in time and space. The last one is above number 5, which and just in front of the big toe mound. Okay, walk around a bit, see if you can notice the difference, propriocept, the difference between the foot you've just worked on and the foot that's waiting to be worked on. And then put move to your left foot. Put the ball up near the metatarsal mound, and we'll start counting. Position number 2, right in the middle of the arch, middle of the foot. Why did you take your right foot off of the block, Kathy?
Well, there's not really room for both. I guess there is.
But on the other side, you had room. There seemed to be, you had both feet on, but maybe you had the brick the long way. I'm not sure. It seems like.
That was my question too. Should we lock our knee when we pressing this Neuro ball?
No, you shouldn't be locking your knee. You can have a soft knee, maybe slightly.
Lock our knee.
Don't lock your knee. Don't lock your knee.
Because if you are not pressing enough, the other leg has to come up to press enough.
The other leg has to come up to press.
A little bit, you know, because one is up, one is down. So to
Yeah, because of the ball. One is up a little, one is down.
Yep. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't care what your other foot does. If it has to do a little something, come up a little higher. Or you could put it on a washcloth if you feel uneven and it makes you nervous. So, okay, but be sure, don't lock your knees because you can hyperextend your knees. Everything should be done with either a bent knee or a soft knee.
Okay.
That's a general rule. Okay, where are we? We're at calcaneus, number 3. And the other thing, Parvin, you might want to, at that point, when you're feeling unequal on your feet, maybe you want to touch a wall or touch a chair.
Yeah, I have.
That helps. And you can do this series sitting down as well, just so you know. And the 4th position is on the outer edge of the foot. The 5th position is on the inner edge of the center of the foot. And the last one is up below the big toe mound. Okay, go ahead and shake your feet out and walk around. You can find a hard surface, a tile or a wood surface to walk around and do that. And then whenever you're ready, come on down for the three-way hip work, 3 leg stretches, 1, 2, and 3. So you're going to need a strap. I'd like you to be lying on your back. Start lying on your back supine with your left foot pressed into the wall. The heel is tucked into the corner of the wall. The feet are toward the ceiling, and you're acting as if you're standing on that leg. And you have a strap in your right hand and put that around your right leg, your right foot and your right leg, which is straight up toward the ceiling. You may want to have a brick or something underneath your head. Washcloths. You want to have enough room to one side to the other. We're going to take the legs across the body to the right and to the left. So, but starting in the center, I'm going to find my timer here. And holding on to the straps, both straps, one in each hand. This is shoulder work too, so feel the shoulders on the floor. Pressing the left leg into the wall, the corner of the wall. You can soften your knee if you want, or even bend it a little if your hamstring is too tight to straighten your leg all the way. You can use your strap to pull your leg towards your face. Leg stretch number 1. Leg stretch 2, put your strap in both straps in the right hand and take your right leg out to the right as far as you can go without involving the hip flexors, the muscles that are supposed to flex and extend. This is an abduction movement. So when you start to feel like you're working using the muscle that's on the groin, that's a hip flexor, you want to stop there. Kathy can take her leg way out. I can only take mine about 1/3 of the way out from straight up. The trick is to keep your hips on the floor, both hips. I forgot to put the timer on, so you're going to get a little extra bonus here. So do it, you can perfect your movement here. As you move, as you lie here and breathe, your leg may go out a little farther. It may release without involving the hip flexor. You can put your left hand on your left hip to help keep it down. Leg stretch number 2. Oops. And that's the end of that. Come on back. Leg stretch number 3. Put your straps in your left hand. drop your left foot. So the outside edge of the left foot is along the floor now. The toes are pointing towards the wall. And take your right leg across, all the way across. You actually will stack your hips one on top of the other. The leg itself may come down to the floor. It may come down to a table or a brick. Your shoulders can be stacked, or you can take your right arm behind you along the floor. So you have a couple of options with your shoulders. Nice big stretch across the outside edge of the leg. And slowly come on back. Switch legs. Switch my computer over so you can hear me on the other side. Switch legs. This time the right leg is pressing always during this, all three moves, pressing into the wall, the corner of the wall, as if you're standing on that leg. That adds a bonus to the benefits here. Okay. Leg stretch number 1. Both hands hold a strap. Your knee is bent, can be bent a little bit if you need to. You can pull your leg towards your face. Keep your hips on the floor. Standing on the wall, on the corner of the wall with your right leg. Put both straps in your left hand and then take your left leg out to the left as far as you can and still keep the hips even on the floor. This could be very small. See if your leg can go out to the left a little farther because you're pressing on the wall with your right foot. I probably should have said that a little early. Come on back. Drop your right foot. So the outside edge of the right foot is on the floor and the toes are facing the wall. Your left leg comes over across the body to the right. Your hips are stacked. Your shoulders can be stacked, or you can bring your left arm out behind you in a twist. Your left leg may or may not reach the floor, or maybe it'll reach a brick or a chair, a stool. Standing on the wall. Bring everything back to supine. You're on your back, bend your knees, take your legs, feet wide, And then just some windshield wipers just to transition. Windshield wipers right and left. The hip that's, let's see, one of the hips can lift a little. So there's no rule about both hips on the floor here. You're just letting the muscles and the hip joints release after all that work. And then come on up to floor seated when you're done, when you're ready. Come on up to floor seated. Find a comfortable, well, a cross-legged position for this one, because we're going to do hip circles, the hip circles that Kathy loves. So remember that when you lean forward, you're on a flat back hip hinge. So you're not going to lean forward straight forward. You're going to lean forward to the right over your right knee. Keep your back flat. Keep your chest open. And then come across to the left knee and then come on up. And then repeat on the other side. So come down towards the left knee and cross and then come up. That's one set. We're going to do 5 more. Number 3. Four. Five. And last one, 6. And come on up. Let's do the side bend. Starting with the right hand, slide it along the wall, along the floor. Bring your left arm up and over. I'm going to cut this in half, 20 minutes on each side. On each move, you'll see. And just stay here, side bending, thoracic side bend. Now take your elbow forward. And you're still thoracic side bending, but your top elbow is forward so that you can feel another stretch along the back of your armpit, latissimus dorsi. Chin up, torso up. Other side, left arm along the floor, right arm up and over, thoracic side bend. Go ahead and drop your elbow forward for the last 20 seconds. And elbow up and then torso all the way up. Let's go ahead and do a spine twist. And take your left hand on your left knee, bring your right hand behind you, spider fingers, rotate the thoracic spine. You can do one of two things here. I'm going to give you two options. One is a sliding rib cage, and the other, without sliding the rib cage, you can move your head from looking forward to looking back over your shoulder. Slowly unravel. Go to the other side, right hand, left knee, left hand, spider fingers behind you. Create a spine twist, sit tall, and then once you create and maintain your spinal rotation, your spine twist, if you'd like to, you can add ribcage slide or just a cervical neck rotation from looking forward to looking back over your shoulder. And unravel yourself, come all the way back. And come up to standing with your half round. And put your right foot on the left edge, on the left side of the half round, the top of the right foot. The bottom of the foot is on the floor. And let's just stay here. And this is a nice static calf stretch. And now let's do a forward flexion. So this is a dynamic movement. You're just going to move at the ankle, flex the ankle so that the foreleg comes forward closer to the front of the foot. This is not a movement at the knee, although the knee will move because you're moving your ankle. But remember, this is an ankle flexion. The next movement is to the same movement, except you're going to move a little bit towards the inside of the foot. So it's on an angle. It's forward flexion on a slight angle to the inner side of the foot. And then come on back. And now this time, the flexion is a little bit towards the outside of the foot, edge of the foot. Switch feet. So the left foot is on the right edge of the half round. Let's just do a static calf stretch right here. Okay, and now we're starting to dynamically flex. So you're just going to keep flexing the ankle, there's flexion, and then when you're coming back, bring it back, extension, and then flexing forward flexion. So that the angle between the ankle and the foot gets smaller. And then the same movement, but you're angling it a little bit towards the inside of the foot. It's still forward flexion on a small angle. Just trying to get into the small range of motion that the ankle has to the outside and the inside of the foot. And this will increase that range of motion. Okay, come back to center, and then this time forward flexion, but a little angle toward the outside edge of the foot. All right. Come off the half round, come up to standing. We're going to do short foot. Starting. So you're standing with your feet, toes in front of your heels. We'll do split stance short foot. So the right foot comes forward. And I want you to find the triangle on the bottom of your foot. That's the center of the heel, somewhere near the center of the heel. And then the big toe mound and the little toe mound. Find it, though, don't move it, just find it. And feel even in your triangle. And now lift your toes and keep your toes straight. Don't curl them, and press the toe pads into the floor. And stay here and breathe. I don't think we're going to do core today. We're just going to try to focus on this. So release it and switch to the other side. Okay, so find your triangle, those 3 points. Feel even on that, on that triangle. Lift your toes and spread them. And then keeping your toes long, press the toe pads into the earth and hold. You should feel the arch along, running from in the center, from the front of the foot to the back of the foot. You should feel that arch pulling. It's a subtle movement, but if you do everything that I've cued, you'll find that arch. Okay, let's release and let's go to the other side. And we're going to do 2 on the other side instead of switching. Find the triangle, make it even, lift your toes, keep your toes straight, and press the toe pads into the floor. See if you can notice that arch. That's what you're engaging, is the plantar arch. Release it and do it again. Find the triangle. Lift your toes. Keep your toes straight. And then press the toe pads into the floor. When you look down, if you look down, your toes should be straight. They shouldn't be curled. And don't look down all the time, though. You'll ruin your posture. No, I can't see. I'm not saying that Kathy was doing that because I can't even see.
I was.
Was she? And then let's switch to the other and do 2 on that side. Find your triangle. Keep it even, lift your toes. Keep your toes long and press with the toe pad. And release and do 1 more time. Triangle. Long toes, pressing the pads into the floor. And release. And find your way. Wiggle your feet and you can shake your feet and find your way onto the floor. For Yoga Nidra. If you want to, you can put your legs, bend your knees and put your legs up on something. Otherwise, bent knees, feet flat on the floor. Find a position that feels really comfortable. And I'm going to ask you to bring your attention to 61 different body points, body parts, without moving them, but just bringing your awareness to them. Starting with breath, breathing in and breathing out, and noticing your beautiful belly as it rises and falls with the gentle flow of your breath. Bring your awareness to the center of your eyebrows, center of your throat, right shoulder, elbow, wrist, right thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, right wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, left shoulder, elbow, wrist, left thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, left wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, spiritual heart center, right side of your chest, heart center, left side of your chest, heart center, navel center, center of your pelvis, right hip, knee, ankle, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, right ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, left hip, knee, ankle, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, left ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, navel center, heart center, center of your throat, center of your eyebrows. This completes our Yoga Nidra 61-point guided meditation. Go ahead and extend your legs along the floor. Bring your arms overhead. Start to stretch in both directions. Wiggle and stretch, right and left, both arms, both legs. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Rotate your wrists and your ankles in one direction and then the other. Hug your right knee into your chest. And then your left knee into your chest. Hug both knees into your chest and rock from side to side. And whenever you're ready, roll all the way towards the computer, towards the screen. Put your your bottom arm underneath your head as a pillow. Stay here for just a minute to thank your beautiful bodies and your minds and your spirit for coming today to the class, for self-care, and for joining all of us, supporting everyone else in the class, including the teacher. So come on up to seated for Namaste. I'm going to take the spotlight off. I'm going to take my view to gallery. Just start sitting tall. Prayer pose. Press your hands together. See if you can find your back by pressing your hands together. Find your upper back. And then release that and make it a softer pose, prayer pose. Lift the occipital ridge away from the shoulders so that you can roll, nod, bow. The skull moves, the spine stays straight. Skull moves over the top of the spine. Just nodding and bowing and noticing the light in each and every one of us. And then knowing that we're all one light. And we'll close the class by saying to each other, Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to find the recording. Oh, there it is.